She trusted her friend more than anyone else in the world. But one lie was all it took to destroy everything. In a small town surrounded by rolling hills and colorful gardens lived two women named Emma and Sophie. They had been best friends for nearly 20 years. They grew up together, went to the same school, celebrated birthdays together, and stood beside each other during life's happiest and hardest moments. Whenever people saw Emma, they expected Sophie to be nearby. Whenever Sophie needed help, Emma was the first person she called. Their friendship was so strong that many people admired it. "You two are more like sisters than friends," people often said, and they were right. Emma trusted Sophie completely, and Sophie trusted Emma the same way, or so it seemed. One sunny afternoon, Sophie received exciting news. After years of hard work, she was offered a management position at a successful company in the nearby city. The promotion came with a higher salary and new opportunities. Sophie was thrilled. The first person she wanted to tell was Emma. That evening they met at their favorite cafe. "I got the promotion," Sophie announced with a huge smile. Emma congratulated her warmly. But behind her smile, a small seed of jealousy quietly appeared. Emma had been struggling financially for years. She had applied for similar opportunities many times but never succeeded. Although she genuinely cared for Sophie, part of her felt disappointed in herself. As the weeks passed, Sophie's new job brought positive changes to her life. She moved into a nicer house and began meeting new people through work. Emma noticed the changes. Little by little, her jealousy grew. Instead of celebrating her friend's success, she started comparing her own life to Sophie's. Comparison slowly poisoned her thoughts. One day Emma met another woman named Rachel at the market. Rachel enjoyed gossip and always seemed to know everyone's business. During their conversation, Rachel mentioned that Sophie had recently attended a company event. Without thinking carefully, Emma made a comment. "Well, Sophie has changed a lot lately. Success seems to have gone to her head." Rachel's eyes widened. "Really?" she asked. Emma hesitated. She knew her statement wasn't true. Sophie was still kind and humble, but the attention felt strangely satisfying. So Emma added another sentence. "I heard she thinks she's better than the people she used to spend time with." The moment the words left her mouth, Emma knew they were a lie. But instead of correcting herself, she let Rachel believe it. Rachel, of course, couldn't keep the story to herself. Within days, the rumor spread throughout the town. People repeated it to others. Each person added a little more. By the time the story reached Sophie, it sounded much worse than what Emma had originally said. Someone told Sophie that Emma had claimed she was arrogant, selfish, and ashamed of her old friends. Sophie couldn't believe it. She refused to accept it. "Emma would never say that about me," she insisted. But then another person repeated the same story, then another, and another. Eventually doubt began creeping into her mind. One evening Sophie decided to confront Emma directly. They met at the same cafe where they had celebrated the promotion months earlier. The atmosphere felt completely different. Sophie looked hurt. "Emma, I need to ask you something." "Of course," Emma replied nervously. "Did you tell people that I've changed? That I think I'm better than everyone else?" Emma felt her heart pound. This was her chance to tell the truth. She could admit her mistake, she could apologize, she could save the friendship. But fear got in the way, fear of embarrassment, fear of looking bad, fear of losing respect. So she told another lie. "No, I never said that." Sophie stared into her friend's eyes. For the first time in 20 years, she wasn't sure if she could trust what she was hearing. "Are you sure?" Sophie asked quietly. "Absolutely." Sophie nodded. But something felt wrong. The conversation ended awkwardly. The trust between them had begun to crack. A few weeks later, Rachel attended a community event where Sophie was present. During a casual conversation, Rachel accidentally revealed that Emma had been the original source of the rumor. Rachel assumed everyone already knew. Sophie's face turned pale. Suddenly everything made sense. The rumor, Emma's nervous behavior, the strange feeling she had during their conversation. Most painful of all was realizing that Emma had lied directly to her face. The next day Sophie visited Emma. This time there was no uncertainty, only sadness. "Rachel told me everything," Sophie said. Emma immediately understood. The truth had finally caught up with her. Tears filled her eyes. "I'm sorry," she whispered, but Sophie shook her head. "Why?" Emma broke down crying. She admitted everything, the jealousy, the gossip, the lies, the insecurity she had been hiding. For several minutes neither woman spoke. Finally Sophie said something Emma would never forget. "If you had told me the truth the first time, I could have forgiven the rumor." Emma looked up. "But when you lied to me afterward, you broke something much bigger." "What?" "Our trust." Emma realized Sophie was right. The rumor had hurt, but the lie had destroyed the foundation of their friendship. Trust takes years to build. A lie can destroy it in seconds. Over the next several months, Emma tried to repair the damage. She apologized publicly to the people who had heard the rumor. She admitted her mistake and took responsibility. Slowly she became a more honest and humble person. But some things never returned to the way they were. Although Sophie forgave Emma, their friendship was never as close as before. The easy trust they once shared was gone. The lesson remained. One small lie had cost Emma one of the most valuable relationships in her life. Years later, whenever Emma spoke to young people about friendship, she shared the same advice. Never sacrifice trust for a moment of pride. The truth may be difficult for a moment, but a lie can create pain that lasts for years. And that is the lesson of this story. Jealousy can start a problem, but dishonesty turns it into a disaster. A friendship built over many years can be destroyed by a single lie. Always choose honesty, even when the truth is uncomfortable, because trust is one of the most precious things you will ever have. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more inspiring and life-changing stories. And tell us in the comments, do you think Sophie should have fully trusted Emma again after the truth came out?